Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us today. We do appreciate you making a few minutes just to learn a little bit more about Promethean and what we're doing in 2025. So, as Suzanne mentioned, my name is Matt Barfield. I've been with Promethean now for just over 15 years, but I've really had Promethean in my classroom beforehand and through now for almost 22 years that I've been a part of the Promethean family. So, I've been around, right? I've seen a lot of product come out of our system, and always excited to share and talk about new product, right? But yeah, I manage all of our professional services globally at Promethean, but I also get to kind of be in on the forefront of conversation around new product, which again is always exciting to me. I love when we get something, I get so excited about it. I love our previous products, but I always get so excited about what's next. So let's jump right in, knowing that we've just got a few minutes with you guys today. So of course, we're going to talk about the new Promethean experience today and everything that comes with that. At least give you a sneak preview of it. Now, a couple of things that we did. I wanted to spend a few minutes just on some survey results and all. Like, where do we decide what's next, right? How do we decide what we're going to do and what's coming forth from Promethean? So we did 250 interviews. Biggest thing is we got 3,100 survey responses. You can only imagine, especially those in schools that send surveys out to parents. You can only imagine how many we had to send out, tens of thousands to get 3,100 survey responses back. We also do usability tests. We've done classroom observations, right? So we're always looking and trying to be in the heart of education to make sure that we are producing a product that will work and be effective in education. Now, what we got back out of that is some pretty interesting data, right? And really consistent data to what we kind of have been hearing from teachers and from IT admin, from curriculum and all. 71% of us just need it to work, right? I'm honestly surprised it's not higher than that, right? We do have those techies out there that are willing to kind of dive in and figure something out, but we just needed to walk in and work. Need a consistent experience, right? So that's another biggie that we're going to talk about today is consistent experience. The other big pieces, of course, is budget, right? 90% are feeling budget pressure. Again, that's really probably 100% are feeling some type of budget pressure at some time during the day. And then cloud deployment was also another one, just making it adaptable, right? Making it fit into the ecosystem that you've already set forth. And so that's what makes us really excited about what we're doing. So we took that data, right? We broke it down into three key pillars here. So simplicity, we're going to talk about ease of use today, familiarity, and accessibility. So when I'm talking simplicity, I'm talking about the teacher, right? We want to make something that's easy for them to walk up and use, easy for them to engage with, and easy for them to work on when they're not in front of their Promethean hardware. When we talk about choice, that's where we're going to talk to the IT admin group. That's where we're going to talk to, those that are making those decisions on what hardware we're going to have and how do we best make it work with all hardware that we've purchased or we have for future purchases coming down the road. And so that's where we're going to get into security and affordability. And then last, but certainly not least, we're going to talk a little bit about adaptability and that compatibility and sustainability. And now we're going to talk to the district as a whole. And we're going to talk about those challenges that come up, especially around professional development, about the haves and the have-nots that are just within those classrooms based on when you purchased your tech. So all of these are going to be kind of that thread that takes us through everything we do today. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just take for a second here. So in simplicity, we're working on meeting customers where they're at, right? We want to be right there where those teachers are. For choice, we're going to free up that time. We want to make sure that we're putting a product in the teachers can be trained on and actually how to teach with it, not just how to use it. And then, of course, that adaptability being device inclusive, right? Making sure that we work with whatever you're putting into your classroom. Now, what you're going to see behind me today, this is the ActivPanel 10 Premium. So this is actually our 86-inch version. It's our largest, it's our best, with all the bells and whistles that can come with it. What I'm running today inside of my ActivPanel 10 Premium is a Windows OS, right? So we actually have what we call an OPS, and it's a slottable device that pops right in here to the side of the panel itself. And so I'm going to be operating today off of Windows. And we do offer three different versions that you can put into this. So we are providing you a piece of hardware in your classroom that you're going to get to pick the OS, And then you decide how that maintenance and how that upgrade over time is going to go so that you're getting the maximum life out of that panel. Many of the panel manufacturers out there today are doing with an Android built in, and we've gone down that path and we've built some great products. But it is time for us to adapt and start to listen to the market a little more closely and start to adjust to that. And that market wants a panel that's going to make it the full term of its warranty, or even a little longer if you need to, but also that OS is going to give you that upgradability, which sometimes doesn't happen whenever you have Android built into the panel. It's going to time out before necessarily the life of the panel ends. So we've got our Windows devices. We're going to offer 3 Windows devices in 2025. One with an i5 and an i7, so Intel Core chips. And then we're going to offer a new, more budget-friendly opportunity that is going to be our N97 opportunity. I believe it's called the Atom chip, right? So just a step down a little bit there, but also a little bit more budget-friendly. We're going to also continue to offer our Promethean Chromebox, which is now entering into its 3rd iteration, right? So this Promethean Chromebox simply attaches right to the back of the panel. You plug it right in using a USB-C cable for power, for speed, for all the things, internet, forgive me, I just went blank, for video and audio as well. But our Google certified device definitely gives me everything that I need when it comes to that. And it's a Google certified, so you're going to enroll in your console. You can manage it, put it into your ecosystem, and make it work. And then last but not least, for those districts that are still looking for an Android module, but they want it to be modular and be able to plug and play, and I can upgrade that, we do offer our OPSA. And our OPSA is an EDLA Google certified device, but it does give you upgradability. So this way, again, slotting it right into the side of the panel gives me the ability that in 2 years, if this device is starting to fade or no longer be in compliance, I can simply pop it out, purchase a new one, put it in, and my ActivPanel 10 Premium or ActivPanel 10 Standard are right there ready to go again. Now, I mentioned we were looking at a premium today. We do also offer an ActivPanel 10 Standard. Now, these are all available in multiple sizes. So our Standard is available in a 65-inch, a 75-inch, and an 86-inch, while our Premium is available in those 3 sizes, 65, 75, and 86, but also a new size this year, a 55-inch. Because again, we're hearing from the market that they want us to have a product they can put into smaller classrooms, into offices, into places where there may need to be some interactivity, but not quite the space for a larger device. Now, while I'm still here, let's move and get over to our next page. So our ActivPanel 10 comes with a couple of things built in, as well as accessories to go with that. So I don't want to kind of bore you with all the little tips and tricks and all the little things that comes with. We can follow up and we can get you more resources with spec sheets and all those things. But a couple things that are huge for me. One, the ActivPanel 10 comes with a QLED screen, right? So you're getting that best of what you're looking at home, but also bringing it into your classrooms. On the premium, we're also adding in full array light dimming and local dimming. And so what that gives me is those darks are darker, those lights are lighter, and it's actually using less power. So this bigger device in your classroom is actually saving you on those power, being more power efficient. A couple other pieces that the premium comes with is a subwoofer built right into the speaker set, as well as an 8 mic array along here, giving me functionality to be able to talk to websites, right? To be able to command things to the panel and interact with it. And we're going to do little bit of that here in a few. Last but not least, the premium, it is available for the standard, but the premium comes with our new ActivPen 2, which you can see a quick little picture of it right here. That is the one that I am using today. You're going to notice I haven't really touched the screens because I've been advancing from here, giving teacher that flexibility and that mobility whenever they need it. They're still getting touch, being able to move back and forth there between the classroom. I also have this built in as a little digital pointer. So I've got this flexibility on this ActivPen 2 to be able to move around and to kind of highlight and point out things. Now, in addition to that, this pen's got 3 different modes. So I'm going to hold off and talk about those a little closer to the end. But we also have released our Active Remote. So this is an all-in-one remote that's giving me the full functionality to control, to move through my slides as need to, still turn the volume up on the panel itself, still freeze, still do all of that. But it also comes with a full QWERTY keyboard right on the back of the device, right? And I know it's probably easier for you to see here in the slide. So let's go back a couple of pages here. Oh, too far. Let's go back and to here. So you can also see here that we do have that QWERTY keyboard. What's cool about the remote is one, got mobility around the classroom. Again, I've got the ability to kind of scratch things out on it if I need to up there. And then I can flip it over and use that remote. But what's even cooler about that is whenever I am in remote mode on the top, the keyboard doesn't work. When I flip it upside down and I start using the keyboard, the remote doesn't work either. Now, these come standard with an ActivPanel 10 Premium. They will be in the box, okay? But for the standard, they are available. You just have to purchase them separately. So if you are interested in that, but I don't need quite all those premium features. I like the standard model, great, but I want to add that pin and remote onto it. You absolutely can, or you can just choose one or the other. I really love the remote. I love all the things that it can do, but when it comes to just daily use, I find myself leaning into this pin a lot because of all the functionality that it comes with. Now, as we get going, and actually, you know what? Let's pause there for a second. Suzanne, are there any questions that have come in that maybe you could send my way?
I don't have any questions yet, Matt.
Perfect. All right. So one of the cool pieces then that comes with this, and I think I went too far, is of course Promethean software. Always been really good at software that teachers really want to hang on to and use. They want to adopt, they love, and we get going with. So we have our Active Inspire, which we've had since 2009, still going, still getting functionality changes, still adapting to what ecosystems that you're putting it into, but lots of great features when it comes to that really robust piece of software for Mac and for Windows. And then, of course, we also just brought into the company about 2 years ago our Explain Everything software, and we've been able to incorporate this and giving us a web version as well as bringing it to our AP9 panel and now bringing it into what we're going to talk about next. And so what we're talking about next is our Promethean ActivSuite. Promethean ActivSuite is the next evolution in the way that Promethean works for the teacher. So, as I mentioned earlier, ActivPanel 10 doesn't have an operating system inside of it, right? You get to pick and choose which operating system you're going to put with it, whether it's Windows, whether it's Chrome, or then if you have that EDLA option. But if it's Windows and Chrome, and even Mac, now we don't sell Mac, but we do support the Mac opportunities. So even with those, we're going to be delivering our ActivSuite software so that teachers can use it while they're at their panel, but also put it on their laptop, their mobile device, I shouldn't say mobile, their laptop, their teaching device, so that they have it in multiple places. One of the big feedbacks that we've had is teachers say, I want to work on your stuff away from it. I don't really have time for Active Inspire. I want to do this. I want to be able to build my spinners and my timers and get all that stuff ready. Well, now we're giving them that full functionality right from their teaching device. So with just a click of a button on my pen or my remote, I can easily interact and engage with my ActivSuite software. And this is my Explain Everything whiteboard, my annotate tool, my timer, my spinner, and then, of course, last but not least, is our screen share. So the same applications that teachers have grown to love with Promethean, but now sorry, my dog is they're inside today because of move on. Hey, move on. They're inside because we got snow. And so anyway, she's like investigating. She wants to meet all of you. So anyway, our screen share. We've taken all of these applications that teachers have grown and loved over the years, and now we just keep evolving them. And now we're putting them back so that you can have it at the panel as well as on your teaching device, which is fantastic. Okay, so let's take just a second and walk through those. So we do have our Explain Everything whiteboard. I'm just going to go right into a blank canvas today. And one of the key pieces that I've got on this pen is I've got a presenter mode. I can click it into mouse mode, which allows me then to start moving that mouse around the screen. You might be able to see it over there, but I'm going to click and grab my pen tool, and I'm going to grab my red, and then I'm going to kick it over one more time right into pen mode. So now I have that ability to walk up and to write on the screen itself and even start to see some of that pressure sensitivity that's built into the tip of this right at the panel itself, right? So making that right there really easy for teachers, but also supporting that pressure sensitivity in other Microsoft applications that you might use. Now, if we go a little bit farther, I'm going to open back up. I do have lots of cool things like clip art and the ability to create shapes and add text and do all the things that teachers have been asking for. But I also know only have about 30 minutes with you today. So I don't want to go too deep in here and invite you to come back for more as we go. So as I come in, I'm going to pick up my ActivSuite again. I do also bring up my annotate tool. So I'm going to try to leverage my pen a little bit here. And I'm going to move down my toolbar here. And let's see here. I'm going to open up Chrome here for us, just so that we can get, and let's see here. Let's go to, take me to Learn Promethean. So now what you're seeing is I have this ability, right, to use my microphone built right in. So I'm going to come right down here, pick my Learn Promethean application. If you guys have not discovered that yet, this is where we have all of our content, all of our videos, all of our how-tos, and all right here. But I'm going to open back up my ActivSuite, and I'm going to bring up my annotate tool. So now I've got this quick little annotate where I can walk up, grab my pen tool, and I can start to circle or write over the top of whatever is on my screen, right? So whether it's a PowerPoint, Google Slideshow, any of those types of features, I have this ability to overlay our annotate tool and use it, meaning that I can just quickly close, don't save, and then that is gone. But I also can take screenshots using the local screen capture that's built right into your operating system. So lots of ways that we're trying to make teachers more comfortable with their devices, because instead of learning a whole nother Android system or having to learn something new, let's go in and let's get it onto the operating system that they're using every day, so that that way they can leverage and get more out of it. Use the tools they're already teaching with. So talk a little bit about that. Let's go up and open up my timer, and we're going to also open up my spinner as well, because these are great tools that we have been evolving over the last couple of years. So I'm going to get that minimized back out. And so now I've got my little timer here where I can set that up, go in, and it's going to also remember the last time I've signed in and used it. So you can see it's on a minute. That's what I was using earlier today. I've got my little spinner up here. Let's talk about AP10 features. And I'm going to just do a quick little spinner there where it says, open the camera app, or we come in and we talk about write with the pen. So these are little activities teachers can come up and do when I'm not in front of them. It did mention a camera app, and I forgot to mention that a while ago. So with the ActivPanel 10 Premium, there is the ability to add on a 4K EPTZ camera, that one of those that kind of zooms in on you when they find you talking in the classroom. Great for video conferencing, great for all of that. It's an add-on to the Premium. It does not come in the box, but it is something that you can purchase and then add on to. Fortunately, it's not available for the standard. It is just available for the Premium. And it mounts right up here onto the top of the panel, nice and secure and ready to go. Now you can see here my spinners, my timers, all of that is tying into my one.Promethean account that is managing all of this for me. And then, of course, last but not least, is we have our screen share. So screen share giving me that ability to mirror any device right up to the panel itself, or to my laptop, wherever I have screen share installed. So it is device agnostic, Windows, Mac, Chrome, iOS, and Android, all right there available. So I'm just going to come right in here to I've got my work phone here, and I'm going to put in my code right at the top, which I can recycle, and I'm going to go ahead and start that broadcast, right? So I'm doing that now, and we should see my name pop up right there in it. There we go. So I'm going to click Matt, and let's see if the dog now wants to come by, and maybe I can grab a picture of her. Come here, Mavis, so you guys can see her. Come here, Mavis. Oh no, now she's going to be shot. So we'll see. You can see her down there. She's got her toys strung out, and all. But well, it hasn't come in yet. So we're on the home network. We are experiencing some snow today, which has definitely affected our internet speeds. So you can though see that I am mirroring right from my phone. So there it goes, starting to come in and do all the things. All right. So we're not gonna tempt the internet here, and I'm going to kick back out so that we don't have to worry about that. But I do have that ability to mirror up to 42 devices to that, bring 4 on the screen at a time, and have any one of those 4 full screen. If I'm mirroring a Windows or a Mac computer, then I'll also have that functionality to come up and control those via touch. So I can mirror it up and then control it from the screen. Now, a couple other key pieces that come along with this panel. I could show you a video. The video doesn't always come through to really get you to understand the quality of that full array local dimming or that QLED, because Zoom kind of slows us down a little bit, doesn't give it in 4K. But one of the cool pieces that I can show off is that we also have built in picture in picture. So maybe I have teachers that are operating on a Windows device and I have students operating on a Chrome device, and I want both to be there and be available. So I've got my Chromebox attached. I've got my Windows device attached. I've even got a Mac attached in this setup here. So I could show multiple devices today. So I'm going to hit my source, and picture in picture is two. So I'm going to hit my source, and I'm going to go ahead and just choose Chrome now. So what you're going to see is my Windows is going to move over here to the side, and then I have my Chrome window popping up right here on the screen as well. Now, what's cool about this is I do have multiple options where I could come in and say, do things differently there. And you know what? Let's put the Chrome in the top right-hand corner of this scenario instead of being full screen. Now, you probably use picture in picture at home, but what you can't do, and what I'm really excited that we can do is I'm going to go ahead and open up that whiteboard again so that you can see here that I am writing on it, right? And then I'm going to come over here and click, and you will see that I am still controlling that Chrome device as well. So I've got touch in both places simultaneously to be able to deliver and to show off. So I could compare, or we come back into that side by side mode. And now I could show students, hey, this is how we're doing it on Windows. This is what it's going to look like on your Chromebook. And then I can even make that Chromebook be full screen if I need to, just by simply going out and choosing it as my source. Now, to talk about that we do also, so I'm going to disable picture in picture, and I am just going to flip over and just show off that additional Mac screen here, and just show you that the same software, right? All those things there. So it should be waking up. There it is. And what I love about this is because my remote and my pen talk to both the device and the panel, that when I switch, I didn't have to do anything to my device or to my pens or remote. Immediately, the little digital laser pointer works, and my little mouse here works as well. So immediately it just works with those. The teacher doesn't have to do anything. I love that. Also, by clicking the flame button on my remote, will open and engage our ActivSuite software so that I can do a couple of things. Now let's switch back to Windows since that's where we were at, and we'll start to wrap this thing up. I just want to show you one or two more features. So this remote, again, pretty handy. Gives me full control of a mouse pad, gives me my volume, all my panel remote buttons that I might need. But it does do a little bit more. Number one, it has the flame, so that means it's going to open up and show that ActivSuite menu. Number two is it also brings up where I could just say, I want to open up, let me close this because I'm going to need that back. I just want to open up my whiteboard. I need to get straight to the whiteboard and ready to teach. So by just simply clicking that whiteboard is opening right up, and it's got its own button there where I could come control, say I need a blank canvas, boom, now we're ready. The next button over actually is my favorite button because sometimes when I'm on a panel, I lose windows and I can't figure out where everything was at. So this right here is kind of a multi-windowing option where it's going to take it out and break open all of the windows that I just had open, where I could easily walk back up, reconnect right with the PowerPoint that I was delivering, and be ready to go again without me trying to minimize this or do this. Now, of course, at any time, I also can just simply leverage all of those great tools that are built right into Microsoft so that I could put them side by side, or using all the different features and functionalities that as a teacher, I already know how to use, or I've already been sampling in my classroom because we're a Windows company, or we're a Mac district, or we're a Chrome district, or whatever. So again, just giving all that power back to the teachers. So let's go back full screen here, finish this thing up. And we talk about our 2025 planned product portfolio. Just a couple of things I want to make sure we mention. We do have two different types of panels that we release here at Promethean. We have our ActivPanel 10 series, which includes the premium and the standard. We have our ActivPanel LX, which is that little more budget-friendly option. All of these panels, again, do not come with an operating system in them. You pick and choose what you're going to put in it. And by that, we then have our OPS M's, our Windows selections, which are three different versions with that i5, i7, and that new N97. We offer the Android OPSA, which I mentioned earlier. We've also are working on an update to that, and hopefully that will be coming out soon. So just the next generation of it. And then last but not least, our Chrome OS. And one new exciting thing that we do have coming soon is that we are converting that into an OPS device as well. So that will slot right into the side. Those accessories that I mentioned, all the accessories are only available. Let's see, the pen and the remote are available with the ActivPanel 10 Premium. They do work with both and can be added to the standard. The camera module is only available to ActivPanel 10 Premium. And then, of course, we have released a new fixed height stand to go along with these. And then last but not least, we talk about our software with our Promethean ActivSuite delivering our whiteboard, our spinner, our timer, our annotate, as well as our screen share. To those Promethean applications are available in multitude of places, whether it's on the web using our PWA apps, whether it is on an OPSA using our standalone apps or our Promethean ActivSuite. And then last but not least, we still offer that Radix panel management as well, even if you want to manage things other than like Windows, Chrome devices, Macs, and so forth. So with that, I am going to wrap up. And Miss Suzanne, are there any questions to take us out in the last couple of minutes?
I do have a couple questions for you, Matt.
Perfect.
When you were doing the screen share or mirroring part of your demonstration, an attendee asked what suggestions you might have if they do have inconsistent or slow Wi-Fi. Are there applications you might avoid? Are there other suggestions you might have?
That's a great question. And so the number one thing that a lot of customers ask me is this, hey, can I mirror a video? So if I've got a video on my laptop and I want to bring it to my panel, screen share is not necessarily going to be the best thing for that because you're trying to stream that video to your laptop and then you're trying to stream that the video over to the panel itself. So if I've got something like that, the beauty of the way we work today is that if I've got a video like that, I'm just going to come right to my panel and open Chrome from here, go to that video and use it from there, right? I'm not going to try to stream it, right? Sometimes when you do that, video lags, the audio gets cut, and it gets lagged behind that as well. So that's a number one for me. Number two, if you are in a Windows environment, right? So the teacher device is a Windows device. You've chosen the Windows device for this, or even you have a previous gen of ActivPanel 7 or ActivPanel 9. One of the key pieces we do support with Windows is a thing called Windows K. And so Windows K is a direct connect, Wi-Fi connect that goes from one device to another. And so if I don't use a Windows device as my daily, I use a Mac, so I can't show that right here. But if I was here, I could hit Windows K, open screen share up, and that would then make a direct connection. And sometimes when the Wi-Fi is a little sluggish that day, maybe a lot of people are on, that Windows Connect K is a direct connect and will definitely speed up that. So those would be two things, but you can always check out our support site. We've got all of this listed there with some suggestions as well. So yeah, great question. What else?
Thank you for that, Matt. Another attendee is asking about the pen and remote.
Absolutely.
Are they only available with the V10 and the V10 Premium, or do they work with
Yeah.
older models?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's the first question I asked you. I was like, oh man, can this work with? And so unfortunately, no. So these are only available for the Act. Remember, they come in the box with the Active 10 Premium, and then they are available to add on to the Active Panel 10 standard. But unfortunately, they are just specific to those two panels. So plugging them in and trying to use them with another device, just not going to be supported at this time. Yeah.
Got it.
Great question, though.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That is the end of the questions
Awesome.
that I'm seeing here. I want to thank you so much for your time. This has been very, very helpful. Are there anything you want to say to close us out?
No, I just appreciate everybody. Apologies for the pups. You know, it's the world we live in post COVID and being in virtual and all. So I appreciate you guys letting me come into your afternoon and or your morning still out there. Spend some time with you and hopefully get you a little more leaning towards the Promethean way we do things. And hope you'll be a Promethean customer soon if you're not already.